my Football Manager 2016 career with Nantes. As you can see on the screen there, I am currently third with FC Nantes in Liga in France. Pretty pleased with that performance. As you can see, quite a distance behind first and second. But we all know in France, Paris top, got the money. Monaco got the money, second. So it's kind of that third place that's up for grabs. The favourites you kind of expect to be there. Lyon currently fourth, Marseille currently seventh. That's about it really. So I'm doing pretty well, punching above my weight with FC Nantes to be in third place. In fact, my transfer budget has been zero for most of the season, so it's been kind of difficult. So I am punching above my weight. Got some good defenders, a couple of good defensive central midfield players, but on the whole, team isn't great and is needed to be strengthened, which has proved difficult with the resources available. Wage budget, not too much of an issue, but the transfer budget has been a struggle. We'll go straight to transfers and show you what dealings I've had to do to strengthen that. So transfer history, top there, yeah. Transfer history, yeah. So I bought in first of all Tita from a Brazilian from a Turkish side, 50,000 stopgap, attacking left side. Dominguez, 140,000 again. Defender, backup for my first two. First two, very happy with them, but I had nobody basically in case of injuries or suspensions. Still having trouble with suspensions, a lot of red cards. So that's difficult too, but that seems to be pretty much a feature of 2016 Football Manager for me. Just brought in Nayang from AC Milan as well, yeah, early days, just on loan. He plays as a striker, but I want him as an attacking midfield winger right on the right hand side. Gustavo Coleman, defensive midfield player again, just back up, got him on a free transfer. This guy Francois Moubange, I've had him at Toulouse and he's a decent player. So I signed him for 475,000. He's good attacking left back. Again, he's not one that's going to start in the Champions League or anything like that, but another backup midfield player here, and Aidan McGeady, who I've just got in from Everton on loan. Aidan McGeady, I think in real life as well as a Football Manager, is completely overrated. Whatever team's ever been at, he hasn't performed, and it seems to be pretty much the same story in Football Manager. I wouldn't go near him, but we'll see how he goes. I don't think I'll be getting him again. But what gave me the money to sign a couple of these players, that Francois Moubange, was Sevilla came in for this guy, 17-year-old kid, plays as a defensive midfield player. Scout rating was like, let's see what he is now at Sevilla. 1.5, potential 3, maybe a little more, but it's they came in for something like £90,000 for him. I don't know if anyone else has found this, but if a big team comes in for one of your young players, even if he doesn't look much on paper, perhaps he's going to be a good player in 3 or 4 seasons' time. I'm not too interested in what someone's going to be like in 3 or 4 seasons' time, especially when my transfer budget is currently zero. So I'm going to cash in, put it up to 2 million, negotiated it, came back, offered the full 2 million, up front, no fees added on later, straight £2 million up front. Once I accepted that, then offered him out to everybody else for 3 million, and the Liverpool came in with 2.1, and then I've heard these other teams, maybe Inter Milan, something like that, 2.1 million, but they were only offering half a million up front, and the rest of it was future add-ons and monthly instalments. So I rejected all those and sold them to Sevilla for 2 million. So that's well worth looking out for. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but it seems particularly easy to cash in on young players that are going to do nothing for 3 or 4 seasons. So yeah, I would advise people to do that. Right, so my squad currently looks like this. I've got Remy Roux in goal. He plays. In fact, we'll look at it on the tactics screen. Yeah, so that's my formation. I'm playing 4 at the back with attack wingers set to attack. we started full-back set to attack. A central defender who was on defensive mode. Kana here, Albanian, he's playing central defender in the stopper role. As you can see, they're all on maximum role and duty ability, which I think is important. Gomes here seems to have lost one of his ratings there for some reason, but mind, he was full just a couple of weeks ago, game time. But both of them are really good in their positions there. Adrian here is good in his position, but I'm currently training to be better in winger role, and McGeady as well. I'm training better to be in that winger role to try and get it up to 100%. Because I think it's really important, as I said in my previous update, that people play where if you can get to play them in the roles where they're 100% role and position. And Salah as well. He's doing really well actually, Salah, but he's not a false nine. I always play a false nine, but he's still got 17 goals in 20 games, 15 in 17 starts in the league, so average rating of 1.55 in the league. So he's doing a fantastic job, but he isn't actually a false nine. But I do find with false nines, it doesn't seem to matter so much. You're creating space, they're running into the space. It works really well for me. Not too sure why, but it does. If you have a look at his ratings for false nine. 1 second. It's there. See the key ratings: first touch 12, passing 9, technique 12, vision 8, teamwork 13, off the ball 13, composure 12. So none of that is startling at all. Finishing the preferable attributes: finishing 14, dribbling 10, anticipation 12. But they're kind of a bit more like it maybe, but it doesn't really have top marks in the key attributes that you need to be a false nine. But you can argue with a rating of 7.55 and 15 goals and 17 starts. I mean, you can argue with that. If you get an average ratings, regardless of what anything else says, then the guy's a good player, and don't try and change him. And that tends to be the story for this guy who I promoted out of my youth team when I had some injuries earlier on, out of my reserves, I forget which. 24-year-old, looks relatively nothing on paper. Let's have a look at his coach report. Current ability 1.5, potential ability 2. He's not looking like much at all really. Compared to the other players who can play attacking midfielder right, he's not looking good. Attacking midfielder left. Apparently there's 3 better players I've got. Odell is out injured long term. But if you have a look at his stat ratings, League 1, 14 starts, 8 goals, 3 assists, 3 man of the match, average rating 7.21. Now the guy looks like nothing on paper, but he's doing the business. He keeps covering up at that far post and finishing moves off, which you can't really ask for anything more. So I've brought in Aidan McGeady, but I'm really reluctant to play McGeady and leave this guy out, because this guy is doing the business. So McGeady might just be warming the bench for the rest of the season until he goes back to Everton. That's it. So yeah, that's currently where I'm at in this latest upload of Football Manager 2016, and yeah, I'm hoping to keep hold of that third place, qualify for the Champions League. No disgrace in finishing 4th or 5th even, and qualifying for the Europa League. Although in France, finishing 5th is no guarantee of the Europa League spot. It depends on who wins the cups. But yeah, finish the Champions League, push on from there. Okay, back later. Bye now.